Ooh, where's the head of IT and business support? He's in the meeting room playing with toys. Hi, this is Simon from Fingers on Plastic. I'm going to be doing a Ponders video. I know normally a Ponders video should come with an Irish accent, but I'm unable to do an Irish accent, and the last time I tried, it did not sound good. Paddy's been really busy recently with work and all that, but he will be back, don't worry. He's not gone anywhere, he's just busy, because sometimes real life happens. Anywho, the other day I did an unboxing video where I got this chap. Paddy has already done a full video on him, and I'll see if I can't do like a clever person and get the link to pop up at some point, maybe near the end, who knows. I'll try, I'll probably fail. Anyway, this figure, and it arrived and it's really torn me in two. There are parts of this figure that are a 10 out of 10 for me. But then there are parts of this figure which are like a 2, 3 out of 10. And I keep going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And then I thought, how does it compare to an original G1 Optimus Prime? I am aware this is a 2002 reissue, but it's still a G1 Optimus Prime inside, isn't it? So what I'm going to be doing in this video is a full comparison between these two primes to see what's what and how I feel about it. So we'll start with the boxes. I really like the siege artwork. I love the side logo. I mean, it's good. I love this art on the side where you can see Sideswipe and there's a bumblebee, so I guess we're getting a bumblebee and Wheeljack, and so obviously there's an arc there. Will we get an arc and Unicron in the background? I like this a lot. Again, this is a 2002 reissue, but it's classic, isn't it? And I'll always, and I mean always, always, always love this. It's just good. Not gonna lie, this box has seen better days. But it's quite an old box. So box-wise, I actually love both boxes. They're both great boxes, and let's face it, not many people care that much, unless you're one of those people that keep them in the boxes. But what I'm going to do now is get them both out into truck mode so we can start a comparison of the toys. So let's see if my clicker will work. No. So here we have two trucks. Cab-wise, it's actually quite surprising. Let's take the trailers off for just a second. So, I think the G1's heavier. It's definitely heavier. Both roll nicely. Hold at the front. These are comparable. If I was going to have to say which one I think looks better, I think we're going to go back to 1984. Don't get me wrong, this looks great still. I love this. I mean, this is... But... yeah. I think we have to say that 1984 has a slightly better looking truck. It's got the rubber tyres, so it rolls that a little bit nicer. If this had rubber tyres, it'd be great. And obviously this sort of section here that's got a hole, whereas it's nice and flat here. It's not. It's difficult to compare them because of time, age, and effort. But this, so far, is cooler. Now, where it gets particularly interesting is if we look at the trailers. This trailer blows this trailer out of the water. There is no debate. It's a cool little trailer, but it took me quite a while to figure out what looked weird about this trailer. It's the missing wheel arches. Cost-cutting measure. This stalk here, it needs filling in, and it looks weird without it. Size, obviously you can't fit anything in this trailer, whereas this trailer you can fit things in. Oh, it's got a bunch of stuff in there, sorry, it's got some. Now this one opens up and it's got a chain stuck in it. Oh, bother. Look at that. I forgot I had the little Megatron gun. Anywho, cool. Anyway, we're veering away from topic. So, the inside of what it looked like a long time ago. We'll do the gun separately. Oh, bloody hell. Now, this one does have awesome moulded detail. This one does have a bit of annoying chains stuck in it somehow. I'm not sure how I've done that. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. But, if you went up to someone that didn't know, and you said, which toy came out in 1980, which one of these trailers was around in 1984, and which one of them came out in 2020, I think people who didn't know would struggle. Again, the moulded detail on this is fantastic, but then... And then let's talk about roller, because obviously this one does have a roller. His wheels are in a little baggie. But I do have a roller. And I love roller. Where is roller? Why is this unpainted and blue? It's just, it's just a much better trailer. And this trailer, it's cool that they did it and everything, but it feels half-hearted. Like, it's like, well, we'll do a trailer, but let's try and make it as cheap as we possibly can. And it feels cheap, and you know, whereas this feels, this is the superior trailer of the two, and it's a shame that this Optimus, obviously it's the peg and the hole, but the peg, the hole and the peg, it would be so cool. I mean, there must be a, I wonder. No, it's not. Sort of. That looks pretty cool. I'm sure it wouldn't take much to get a little bit of plastic to stick out of there that you can pop that in. And that would work quite well, actually. It's a bit, actually might be a bit high. Shame, won't work. But yes, trailer-wise, it is all about G1. Sorry, that's just the way of it. Okay, I'm only going to look at what we got in 1984, so I'm not going to bring all the 2002 extra stuff like the Matrix on a chain and the little Megatron. But I'm going to need Optimus's fists. Guns. I've got so many of these guns. Woo! One less gun. Neither of them really. Let's see. I suppose this is the original toy gun. It's just his ion blaster's quite iconic, and I don't think either of them really. I mean, this is nice enough. Although, why are 2 bits grey? It just looks like they forgot to paint a bit. So I'm probably going to take a Sharpie to that because it's not like you can hold it anyway. So guns, comparable. This has got a bit of heft. This looks like it'll hurt you more. So we'll give the gun to 2020, but it is going to get a bit of sharpieing. Which leaves us just one last thing to look at. I've got a feeling this probably isn't going to go in 1984's favour. So let's look at some robots. We'll be back. It's funny, I had such nostalgia just transforming this guy. But there's, well, let's do a tour and then we'll talk about them. The head sculpt. Do you know what irks me about the head sculpt on it? They forgot to paint the face, you know, around his eyes and all that. It's all just blue. Let's see if I can't zoom in on it. It's just not painted in at all. He's definitely got a nice classic look to him. This figure's superior, obviously. This one's heavier, and I do have to ask, what is going on right? I feel like I should be blurring this out. He's showing his butt. Even Grace commented on, he's like, he's got a butt. She thought it was hilarious. So I wish they'd have had and re-engineered, because it's on the bottom half. Could they not have engineered it so it folded into the legs? I know it means they would have had to do some legs, but they charged us full price for using siege legs and just adding a little bit of filler, which looks great, but if they could have had this so it folded into the legs, that would have been better. But it's a great, great looking Optimus Prime. And I like the paint on the hands. And the thing about it is it looks really nice, and I love it. This is such a great update of this. I remember being able to see through it. Hello. Funny enough though, he can hold his guns, but he cannot hold his guns. And I can't remember where you're supposed to plug that in, so it looks like he's holding it. Anyway, this is a nice update, and there are some parts. I mean, look at it, face on. It's a 9.5 out of 10, isn't it? Just looking at it. Whereas this still maintains its aesthetic beauty. Articulation-wise, he does sort of look up. He doesn't want to look left or right because apparently we don't do that. That goes all the way around. 90 at the elbow. Wrist swivel, but I'm not happy about it. His 90 at the knees. Oh, and that can come back, but it's part of the transformation. And fucking up, he's a lump. Left and right, well, all the way around, up, down. Tiniest bit of attitude, which is fantastic. All the way around. Nice deep elbow. Waist is hindered by his butt. If you put his butt down, you can have all the waist, but it means putting the butt down. I think some people have sort of have their Optimus like that. Yeah, which I'm torn because it looks quite good and it frees up the waist. We can go all the way forwards. Cannot go very far back. Crazy knee and ankle tilts. So this is a fantastic figure. It just feels like it was rushed, and had they put a pinch more love into it, this would probably be the ultimate Optimus Prime. Or the ultimate G1 Optimus Prime. I think that's what frustrates me about it. It's close to perfection and greatness, but it's not quite there, and that frustrates me because it's so close to being an ultimate Optimus Prime, and it just misses out, and its trailer's a bit naff. So I think that's my frustration with this figure. I'd be curious, what do people think? It's a tough one. I mean, this is a lovely update. The trailer is not. It's just, no. This trailer is great. And again, cost cutting. Where's Roller? I think Roller. If he had his wheels on, he might fit. Especially if you've got a spare G1 Roller, he'll fit. Yeah, I kind of want to take a Sharpie, a blue Sharpie to this grey, but I keep telling people I'm going to stop colouring in my toys. But I've got the knockoff Red Alert, which I've coloured some bits in, and I think it looks so much better, to the point where Paddy actually wants me to scribble over his. I wonder if when a company knocks this off, which of course they're going to do, it's going to be great, especially if they make some improvement. This is, in fairness, the only bit that could really do with some attention. Maybe smokestacks that would come up and you can extend and push down. That would be cool. Other than that, rubber tyres. Doesn't need anything doing. And I love the fact it's so lazy. They've even left parts of the transformation for Siege in the legs. Why? Laziness. To save money. But it's still an amazing figure. Hence my why it causes me so much trouble. It's not keeping me up at night or anything. I love it. I've been playing with it and it looks great with grapple and all that. And it's a lovely update of this guy. But there are some things they were doing better in 1984 than they will do in 2020, and it's by choice, and that is what is frustrating me. I know I'm going to sound like I'm just sort of hating on Hasbro. I love Hasbro. They gave me Transformers, but it's the cost-cutting measures. And Zort Rider, he's had all kinds of QC issues with his. He had one, the Battle Masters that broke in half. He had a Prime paint face that wasn't painted. I think he said his Astro Train's got issues as well. I'm so going to buy Astro Train. I shouldn't, I can't afford it and I don't have the space. I'll be buying Astro Train. I want Hoist, I really want Hoist. And I want Cliff Jumper and Wheeljack. And I'm probably going to have to get 2 RCs because Grace wants one. This is brilliant. It just needed a tiny bit more, which I've said about 10 times now, hence my problem. But that's been my ponders. Again, sorry for the lack of Irish accent. Paddy will return, just a bit busy. But yeah, no, let me know what you think. If you want to leave some comments or whatever, let's try and get some interest in the whole 1984 versus 2020. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? But that is definitely it from me now. Thank you very much.
Fingers on plastic.